Now, as more details emerge about America's January 6th insurrection, questions are being asked about the United States Secret Service. What were the people in charge of protecting the president and vice president doing? Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony earlier this week painted a conflicting picture about the Secret Service's role. Hutchinson had testified under oath in front of the committee investigating the incidents of January 6th. One part of her testimony speaks of the Secret Service as being firm, doing what was best for the president's safety despite his protests.
Tony proceeded to tell me that when the president got in the Beast, he was under the impression from Mr. Meadows that the off-the-record movement to the Capitol was still possible and likely to happen, but that Bobby had more information. So once the president had gotten into the vehicle with Bobby, he thought that they were going up to the Capitol, and when Bobby had relayed to him, we don't have the assets to do it, it's not secure, we're going back to the West Wing. The president had a very angry response to that. Tony described him as being irate. The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president, take me up to the Capitol now." To which Bobby responded, "Sir, we have to go back to the West Wing." The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol." Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. And when Mr. Ornato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles.
And was Mr. Engel in the room as Mr. Ornato told you this story?
He was.
Now, Secret Service official Tony Ornato, who she mentions in her testimony, is a member of the Secret Service. Ornato's actions have put him under scrutiny. He was one head of Trump's security detail, but temporarily left that job to become Trump's deputy chief of staff. He is the first agent to cross over into a political role. After the testimony, Ornato denied having had this conversation with Hutchinson. Ornato had previously testified to the committee behind closed doors, but had not been asked about Trump's behavior in the car ride. He may be called in for questioning again. But at the Capitol building, things were different. Crowds outside were heard shouting, "Hang Mike Pence," but Pence wanted to finish certifying that Biden won the election before leaving the building. The Secret Service listened to him despite the risks. Keith Kellogg, Pence's security advisor, wrote in his book that he told Ornato that Pence planned to stay and finish the job. He warned Ornato not to interfere. Ornato had denied this conversation took place either. The incidents show the Secret Service standing up to Trump. The next one does not paint the same picture.
Likely the primary reason is because he wanted it full and he was angry that we weren't letting people through the mags with weapons. What the Secret Service deemed as weapons and our weapons. But when we were in the offstage announce tent, I was part of a conversation. I was in the vicinity of a conversation where I overheard the president say something to the effect of, I don't effing care that they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me. Take the effing mags away. Let my people in. They can march to the Capitol from here. Let the people in. Take the effing mags away.
Now, the armed crowd swelled at Trump's address before charging at the Capitol. The Secret Service seems to have listened to the president despite the weapons in close proximity. The Secret Service is no stranger to controversy. They were famously behind an assassination attempt on former US President Ronald Reagan. There were complaints about their laxity during the Obama years. A gunman had fired at the White House in 2011. The Secret Service supervisor thought it was a car backfiring and ordered them to stand down. They didn't find out that bullets had hit the White House till 4 days later when a housekeeper noticed broken glass. With the latest controversy about their conduct and one of their agents moving to Trump's inner circle, questions will be raised about where their loyalties truly lie. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.